Today, I want to share with you how anxiety started for me. And I don't know if TikTok will allow us to make a longer version of this video, but if it doesn't allow, I'm gonna have a part 2 of this video. Though I'm trying to make sure that we only have this one video, so I'm gonna make it brief. So yeah, let's dive in. Anxiety started for me when I was a student at that time, and I remember I was doing well. We used to like go to good schools. We were living in a good environment. We used to like everything was just going on fine. Then my dad took a loan that he was not able to repay. Then that's how our life started. Like everything started going upside down. Now I was seeing my dad struggling. We moved to a single room. My fees was not being paid in time, and the whole of this experience like just affected me because we were here and now we are here. You are living in a single room. You can literally see your parents sleeping on that side. You guys are cooking on this other side. So that kind of thing like affected me, just seeing my dad struggle so much. And it happened because it happened as an impromptu. That's why I think it affected me so much. Then my symptoms started with depression and DPDR. Those were my first symptom. I just remember feeling so low. I had never felt so much low. Then all of a sudden I had DPDR. So I started worrying about DPDR. Me worrying about DPDR, other symptoms came in like fatigue, restlessness, chest pain, heart palpitation, all the symptoms in the book. And that's how anxiety sufferers develop anxiety. You had that one symptom. Maybe it's a panic attack or a life event happened. Like for example, me, the financial struggles of my dad affected me. And now you worried so much about this life event. You stressed so much. You worried about this one symptom, the panic attack, and your body became overwhelmed with stress and it developed into an anxiety disorder. That's how anxiety starts. Maybe yours was caused by marijuana, weed, which is also okay. Like me, for example, I don't know if you guys have noticed, I don't focus so much on what caused your anxiety because it's not important. What caused your anxiety is something else. And now you're in this cycle. You are in this cycle, maybe a life event, maybe a panic attack, you worried about this symptom, now you have anxiety. All that doesn't matter. What matters now is how you are able to get out of this anxiety cycle, learn about how anxiety works, understand the mechanics of anxiety, why you are feeling the way you're feeling, how to reverse the cycle, and how to get your life back. At that time when I was a student, I remember I just felt so frustrated. I had OCD. I used to open and close the desk, open and close the desk, open. I was not understanding what was happening, and me, in my mind, I never knew I was struggling mentally because there are some things right now that when you see, you're just like, I'm very far from these things. For example, me, like now I'm not married. When I see people married, I'm just like, yeah, it's right for their age, but me now I'm still not getting married. So the same with anxiety at that time. Me, these are the things that I just used to see on TV. I just used to read about them in books, but I never knew it could happen to me. Depression, I don't know, fatigue, I don't know, intrusive thoughts. Guys, those are just things that I used to hear, but I never knew it would reach at my doorstep. Things started shifting. I lost relationships, I lost friendships, my performance. Me, I'm an average student in school. So now there reached a point where my name had to be looked up from the bottom. I had to look for my name. That performance list that always comes out. I had to look for my name from the bottom. I'm just like, what? I'm really struggling. And it is one of those things that made me brain fog. It was one of those things that made me seek help because I was just like, I can't be performing this way in school. I can't be like literally my memory loss is work. I feel fatigued. My brain is not functioning the way it used to. So that is one of those symptoms that made me seek help. I remember there was a time where I just felt suicidal. I just wanted to die. I just felt like I wasn't belonging in this world anymore. This world was not my home, and I just wanted to like literally get out of this life because I used to look at my life, I look at my career, I look at my family, I look at how my life was going. Then I said, it's not worth it. Am I living or I'm just existing? I'm just here, like literally I don't even know how I feel. I'm confused. I feel so bad. And I don't know if you guys also have experienced this. When I was struggling with anxiety, there used to be this, like there was a knot stuck in my throat that most of the time I just felt like crying if I see someone else. And I was so much like, I had so much jealousy in me, I had so much anger, I was so much irritable when I saw maybe one of my age mates or even someone just out there doing well, like just their life is just continuing. I was just used to feel so much jealous, and I was just like, no, this person is just enjoying their lives, and me here, I'm living in like so much despair, so much depression. My life is just like going down the drain. So it can make you feel jealous, it can make you feel frustrated, and you ask yourself, okay, what is the point of life? If I'm giving these people, like people who you live around with, if I'm giving these people stress like this, if I'm worrying all this time, then what am I doing here? Why, like maybe I should end it all. And that's why I always say suicidal thoughts are a part of anxiety. They are not something weird. When you're having suicidal thoughts, don't think to yourself that, you know what, me, I'm having suicidal thoughts, I feel like dying, I'm weird. You know, in Africa generally, when you have suicidal thoughts, they believe that you need some prayers, it's some spirit from the ancestors or something like that. Anxiety causes suicidal thoughts because of the frustrations that you have been through. You can feel like, okay, what am I doing here? Why not just like literally end this life? All this. So it's part of anxiety. Do not feel bad. Do not feel guilty that you're having suicidal thoughts. As your nerves heal, as you desensitize, that's why I'm still insisting. Understand how anxiety works. Understand the symptoms of anxiety, why you are feeling that way, how to conquer, and how to get your life back. Whatever you are feeling, however you are feeling, is the same exact way, is the way a person struggling with anxiety should be feeling. They should be feeling the intrusive thoughts. They should be having the emotional pain. They are supposed to be having the panic attacks. They should be having the DPDR. They are going to have intrusive thoughts. Whatever you are having, whatever you are feeling, is the exact same way a person struggling with anxiety is supposed to feel. It is not by mistake. Your nerves are sensitized, and a result of that, the consequence of it is whatever you are feeling, everything, the physical symptoms, the emotion, the intrusive thoughts, the feelings of unreality. That's what you're supposed to be having because of the state that you're in. So I remember back then going to the hospitals, visiting, like, there's nothing that I didn't do. I prayed, I visited the hospitals, I tried all compassion techniques, but nothing was working. Then when I started reading books, the At Last Alive by Paul David, you know, Hope and Help for Your Nerves by Claire Weeks, that's when I started finding some relief. I started understanding anxiety, and also from my experience, since I did psychology in uni, then I just knew that, okay, I understood how thoughts work, how emotions work. Then so most of what I share here is from my experience, from the 2 books that I mentioned, from what my clients used to struggle with. So if you're someone who still doesn't understand how anxiety works, you're someone who is still confused, you're green in this anxiety subject, the link is on my bio. Book a call and I'll tell you steps by step how you're feeling the way you do and how to reverse the cycle and get your life back.